Hello friends, in this video we will discuss the current developments at Aston Martin, where possible changes to the team could have an impact on Lance Stroll's future. We'll talk about who could take his place, including names such as Max Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda, and how such decisions could affect the future development of the team. Aston Martin are set to return to winning ways in the coming years, and this could have a significant impact on Stroll's career. Lance was heavily criticized after his performance in Brazil, where he didn't start due to a bizarre crash on the formation lap that left his car stuck in the sand despite having enough room to get back on track. In the conditions the team is in now, it cannot afford such mishaps, especially when setting ambitious goals. With the arrival of the likes of Adrian Newey and Honda, can we expect big changes at Aston Martin? And if so, who could be the best replacement for Lance Stroll? One of the safest things to assume in the sport is that Lance is simply not made for it. He has proven time and again that there is just no place for him at Aston Martin, regardless of the fact that the team is owned by his father. Still, Lawrence has stated loud and clear that his son will remain in the seat as long as he owns the team. However, this may change now that Newey and Honda have joined the Silverstone-based squad and will begin their full involvement from 2025 and 2026, respectively. The latest blunder came in Brazil, where Stroll crashed during the formation lap. In doing so, he was humiliated to a great extent, as fans started chanting the name of Aston Martin's reserve driver, Felipe Drugovich. Drugovich is one of the few drivers who has won the Formula 2 championship and is now without a seat in Formula 1. To see drivers like Bortoleto, who has yet to win it, as well as Colapinto, who wasn't even in competition to win Formula 2 this season, is quite painful for Drugovich. His chances of replacing either Stroll or Alonso are slim to none. Brazil, Lance Stroll went on to say, "As soon as I touched the brake, I just had a huge rear lockup, and from there I was a passenger. I've never felt that in the car, so maybe there was a brake failure problem. And we have to look into it for sure. In a race like this, anything is possible. So to be out on lap 1 really sucks, but we have to investigate what happened." The painful reality for Aston Martin is that they might be the 9th or 10th fastest team. At least they were in Brazil. According to Alonso, while both of their cars managed to get into Q3, which didn't even happen for teams like Mercedes and Red Bull, it goes to show that their race pace is so bad that they cannot compete in any way whatsoever. The focus is now on 2025, but is Stroll the right man to continue the campaign with? It's widely known that the team principal, Mike Crack, has been quite happy with the technical knowledge that, now, with 2025 on the horizon, is Stroll the right man to continue the campaign? It's widely known that team principal Mike Crack has been quite happy with the technical knowledge the Canadian driver brings to the grid. However, he can also provide that from the background, because having technical knowledge and understanding how to drive a car to its edge are two very different things. In this case, Lance has proven that there's a lot he's missing when it comes to the process of scoring points, which if it continues will definitely put Aston Martin at the back of the grid in 2025. This is especially concerning considering how strong second seasons from teams like Racing Bulls and Haas have been in 2024. As of now, two names are very loud when it comes to replacing Stroll if this scenario were to happen, and both are from the Red Bull camp, Verstappen and Tsunoda. For Verstappen to leave the team, it would take some massive underdevelopment of the car for 2025. While his masterclass in Brazil saved his championship, it's very unlikely he'll have an easy season next year, which could prompt him to look for a new home. Marco himself has stated that Verstappen drives where he can win, and with the latest comments from Jos Verstappen, who said that the three-time world champion drives aggressively because the car is very bad, and he needs to extract the maximum out of it. It will be interesting to see how things evolve in 2025. When talking about Verstappen leaving Red Bull and finding a new home from 2026 onwards, Marco said, "Max drives where he can win. Aston Martin has the most modern factory. The wind tunnel will be operational next year, and Honda engines will be added to that. Everything fits, and if you look at history, it's clear that wherever Newey has gone, there's been an upward trend. I don't know why it should be different at Aston Martin." These comments were echoed by Jos Verstappen as well, who said that there is nobody in Red Bull taking responsibility for the downfall of the team, and warned that good people would leave if Horner remains in charge. Whether we like it or not, his statements have become a reality, and now the team is very close to losing the three-time world champion to what could be their fiercest rivals on the grid, with the only question being whether or not Verstappen would take Stroll's seat. Alonso himself said that he doesn't plan on retiring anytime soon, and Lawrence has stated that the goal is to bring Verstappen in, no matter the cost. This suggests that a pairing of Verstappen and Alonso could be something that Honda and Newey will push for as well. On the other hand, Yuki Tsunoda is also very close with Honda, and one of the primary reasons why he hasn't been linked to the Red Bull seat as closely as Lawson Ricciardo and even Colapinto recently is because there's always the possibility that he could leave the Austrian camp and join wherever Honda is, in this case Aston Martin, Austrian camp, and go to wherever Honda is, in this case Aston Martin. Of course, it's going to be difficult for Lawrence to choose which driver he'll replace, the aging two-time world champion or his son, who is proving time after time that he's not made for this sport. But one thing is for sure, Newey and Honda won't wait too long to see results from the Silverstone-based squad. Yes, Tsunoda did say that he's tied to Red Bull for now, and by the end of 2024, we'll see whether or not he'll have a legitimate chance to join Verstappen on the grid. Horner went on to say that they will respect the deal with Honda and give Tsunoda a couple of tests to assess his skills in one of the Red Bull cars. Furthermore, Horner stated, Yuki is a member of the junior team, and it's something we have discussed with Honda. He will test the car again at the tire test following the conclusion of the season, something that's been agreed upon for quite some time. It'll be good to give him a run, get the opportunity to work with Red Bull racing engineers, and see how he performs in a Red Bull racing car again. A lot of these questions will be influenced by the latest developments at Aston Martin. Both Newey and Honda have expressed their desire to return to the winning path, something the team has been projecting since 2022 after poaching important staff from Red Bull. However, it became clear that the team that was supposed to bring the upgrades just wasn't the right one. This prompted Lawrence to make moves left and right, with the most important being bringing Newey and Honda into the same working environment, along with Andy Cowell from Mercedes and the former technical director at Ferrari, Enrico. Lawrence has been making moves left and right, and the most important one was bringing Newey and Honda into the same working environment, along with Andy Cowell from Mercedes and the former technical director at Ferrari, Enrico Cardile. All of this will reveal whether or not Lawrence understands that there's no situation in which his son can win championships with this team. With the aging Alonso, the options for Aston Martin are clear. It's either Verstappen, who might choose to activate a clause in his contract sooner rather than later, and look for a new home from 2026, or Tsunoda, who could benefit a lot from the close relationship he has with Honda. This is something that will be worth watching very closely. But as things stand, Lawrence will have to make a very difficult decision in his life. Accept the fact that there is no longer a place for his son in an F1 car, despite being the main man in the team. There's something we need to understand more fully here. Lawrence has been selling small shares to other investors, like Arctos and even Adrian Newey, who is also a technical partner of the team. This is extremely important because these stakeholders, along with Aramco, wouldn't want to see their money wasted in Formula One simply because the owner's son doesn't know how to drive the car properly. All things considered, the situation at Aston Martin is getting more and more interesting. The last thing the trio of Newey, Cowell, and Cardile want is a driver who is not only unable to fulfill the potential of their car, but also lacks a proper technical understanding of the car. Lawrence Stroll has allowed his son to be in his comfort zone for a long time. But now the moment has come for an important conversation between father and son, a conversation that could end very badly for Lance. However, not all is so bleak for him. Aston Martin is involved in several championships, and it's quite possible that Lance could find himself a new opportunity, although his goal remains the same, to continue his career in Formula One. Do you think there is a chance of Max Verstappen replacing Lance Stroll in the near future? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're interested in the latest developments on the GPDA versus FIA statement on Instagram, don't miss the video coming your way. Thanks for watching. Who do you think will be the next Aston Martin driver? Will Lance Stroll stay with the team, or will he be replaced by someone else? We are very much looking forward to your comments. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel to not miss the latest news and analysis from the world of Formula One. See you in the next video.